Assalamu alaikum. My name is Malaika Khubab and I am from second semester section B of Mechatronics Engineering. And in this video, I am going to explain the first chapter, which is named as an overview of computer and programming languages. Here are the contents, which includes introduction, what is computer, history of computer, how computer works, programming languages, binary languages, algorithms, and introduction to C++. Moving towards our first topic, which is named as internet. The internet is defined as a global network of linked computers, server, phones, and smart appliances that communicate with each other using the transmission and control protocol standard to enable the fast exchange of information and files along with other types of services. This is the simplest definition of internet. Basically, in simple words, a worldwide system of interconnected computer networks and electronic devices that communicate with each other is called internet. Network. So, a network consists of two or more computer data linked in order to share, exchange files, or allow electronic communication. Basically, the computers on a network may be linked through cables, telephone lines, radio waves, satellites, or infrared lights or beams, etc. In simple words, a network is a group of two or more computers or other electronic devices that are interconnected for the purpose of exchanging data and sharing resources, creating a global network. Now let's talk about the computer. Firstly, introduction of computer. Basically, a computer is a programmable electronic machine used to store, retrieve, and process data. They are used to type documents and email, play games, browse the internet, create presentations, and even invitations, and listen to music or watch videos, and many more. In short, a machine that can be programmed to automatically carry out sequences of arithmetic or logical operations is called computer. Again, here a computer is a machine that can store and process information. Most computer rely on binary system, which uses two variables 0 and 1 to complete tasks such as storing data, calculating algorithms, and displaying information. Simplest definition of a computer is an electronic device operating under the control of instructions stored in its own memory that can accept data as input, process the data according to specified rules, produce information as output, and store the information for future use as their memory. Furthermore, let's talk about the history of computer. The first electronic computer was developed in 1940s. Early computer used mechanical relays and vacuum tubes, which were replaced by transistors and later by integrated circuits, which led to the microprocessor we use today. As we all know, the first computer was invented by Charles Babbage between 1833 and 1871. He developed a device, the analytical engine, and worked on it for nearly 40 years. It was a computer that was powerful enough to perform simple calculations. Basically, there are four main eras in the history of IT of computer. The first one is the pre-mechanical age, the second one is the mechanical age, third one is the electromechanical age, and the fourth and the last one is the electronic age, which is our present, lies between 1940 till present. And similarly, the first digital computer was invented in 1942 by Blaise Pascal. And as we all know that the first computer was the size of double-decker bus. I guess it's enough about the history of computer. And now let's move toward the working of computer. As we already discussed in this video that the computer is a device that processes a large amount of data and performs various calculations. Computer refers to the hardware, software, and firmware used to process data. Computer processes data or information using a combination of hardware and software. And the working of a computer can be divided into three main stages, which includes input, processing, and output. A computer works by receiving data through an input unit based on the instruction, and then it is given after it processes the data. It sends it back through an input device, and this is how the computer works. The simple working of a computer includes these steps: input, processing, storage, output, and communication. Each component of a computer performs one of these functions, but they all work together to make the computer work. Now, the elements of a computer. A computer is a device made up of various elements which help in its effective functioning and processing. Basically, there are the five basic components of the computer which help in making this process of data easier and convenient, which includes input unit, output unit, memory unit, control unit, and arithmetical and logical unit. Since the computers have become a part of everyday life, understanding these components of a computer system is important for everyone. Now, let's talk about the input unit. A computer will only respond when a command is given to the device. These commands can be given using the input unit or input device. Similarly, for output unit, when we command a computer to perform a task, it rewards for the action performed and gives us a result. This result is called output. Memory unit, when we enter the data into the computer using an input device, the entered information immediately gets saved in the memory unit of the central processing unit. The fourth one is control unit. This is the core unit which manages the entire functioning of the computer device. It is one of the most essential components of the computer system. Last but not the least, logical or arithmetic unit. As the same name suggests, all the mathematical calculations or arithmetic operations are performed in the arithmetic and logical unit of the CPU. And here we have the visual representation of the software and the hardware components of the computer. Now, programming languages. A programming language is a set of instructions written by a programmer to deliver instruction to the computer to perform and accomplish a task. This set of instruction is usually viewed as incomprehensible code structured following a definite programming language syntax. The examples of programming languages include Python, Java, JavaScript, C, C++, and C hash. Basically, programming languages are used to write computer programs and computer software. A programming language is like a set of commands that tell the computer how to do things. Now we have binary languages. Basically, binary language or binary code is a system by which numbers, letters, and other information are represented using only two symbols or binary digits. The binary definition to a computer is as ones and zeros code arranged in ways that the computer can read, understand, and act upon. In computer applications where binary numbers are represented by only two symbols or digits that are 0 and 1. Algorithms. An algorithm is a set of commands that must be followed for a computer to perform calculations or other problem solving operations according to its formal definition. An algorithm is a finite set of instructions carried out in a specific order to perform a particular task. An algorithm is a procedure used for solving a problem or performing a computation. Algorithms act as an exact list of instructions that conduct specified actions step by step in either hardware or software based routines. Algorithms are widely used throughout all areas of IT. In many fields such as mathematics, computer programming, and computer science, an algorithm usually refers to a small procedure that solves a recurrent problem. An algorithm could be used for sorting sets of numbers or for more complicated tasks such as recommending user content on social media. Algorithms typically start with initial input and instructions that describe a specific computation. When the computation is executed, the process produces an output. Now here we have flowcharts. A flowchart is a diagram that depicts a process, system, or the computer algorithm. They are widely used in multiple fields to document, study, plan, improve, and communicate often complex process in clear, easy to understand diagrams. In simple words, a flowchart is a type of diagram that represents a workflow or process. A flowchart can also be defined as a diagrammatic representation of an algorithm, a step-by-step approach to solving a task. Flowchart symbols. Different types of boxes are used to make flowcharts. Flowchart symbol. All the different kinds of boxes are connected by arrow line. Arrow lines are used to display the flow of control. The question is when to use flowchart. Flowcharts are mainly used and mostly importantly used when programmers make projects, as a flowchart is a basic step to make the design of project. It is preferred by many. The second, when the flowcharts of a process are drawn, the programmer understands the non-useful part of the computer. So flowcharts are used to separate sound logic from the unwanted parts. And since the rules and procedures of drawing a flowchart are universal, a flowchart serves as a communication channel to the people who are working on the same project for better understanding. Last but not the least, optimizing a process becomes easier with flowcharts. The efficiency of the code is improved when with the flowchart drawing. There are three types of flowchart: process flowchart, data flowchart, business process modeling diagram. Uh, for process flowchart, this type of flowchart shows all the activities that are involved in making a product. It provides a pathway to analyze the product to build. A process flowchart is most commonly used in process engineering to illustrate the relation between the major as well as the minor components present in the product. It is used in the business product modeling to help understand employees about the project requirements and gain some insight into the project. The second one is data flow chart. As the name suggests, the data flow chart is used to analyze the data specifically. It helps in analyzing the structural details related to the project. Using the flowchart, one can easily understand the data inflow and outflow from the system. It is most commonly used to data and manage data or analyze information to and fro from the system. The third one is business process modeling diagram. Using the flowchart of diagram, one can analytically represent the business process and help simplify the concepts needing to understand business activities and the flow of information. This flowchart illustrates the business process and models graphically, which paves the way for process improvement. Here we have the example of flowchart. You can simply analyze this and you can understand it easily. This flowchart clearly shows the steps the program will take and the different branches of logic based on the input number. This makes the code easier to write and understand. Now moving towards the C++, introduction to C++. C++ is a closed platforming language that can be used to create high performance applications. C++ was developed by Ernest Rostrup as an extension to the C language. C++ gives programmer a high level of control over system resources and memories. The language was updated five major times in 2011, 2014, 2017, and 2020, and 2023 to C++ 11, C++ 14, C++ 17, C++ 20, and C++ 23. The question is why we use C++. So C++ is one of the world's most popular programming languages. C++ can be found in today's operating system, graphical user interfaces, and embedded systems. C++ is an object-oriented programming language which give a clear structure to programs and allows code to be reused, lowering development costs. C++ is a portable and can be used to develop application that can be adapted to multiple platforms. C++ is fun and easy to learn. As C++ is close to C, C hash, and Java, it makes it easy for programmers to switch to C++ or vice versa. And the difference between C and C++ C++ was developed as an extension of C, and both languages have almost the same syntax. The main difference between C and C++ is that C++ support classes and objects while C code does not. You can write your first C++ program by following these steps, which includes create a new file, open your IDE, your text editor, and create a new file. Save it with the extension, write the code. Here's a simple C++ program that prints hello world to the console. The third point is compile the program using a compiler for programmers to switch to C++ or vice versa. And the difference between C and C++ was developed as an extension of C, and both languages have almost the same syntax. The main difference between C and C++ is that C++ support classes and objects while C code does not. You can write your first C++ program by following these steps, which includes create a new file, open your IDE, your text editor, and create a new file. Save it with the extension, write the code. Here's a simple C++ program that prints hello world to the console. The third point is compile the program using a compiled line. And the fourth step is run the program using the command line. Simple is that. C++ programs typically go through six phases, which includes edit, preprocess, compile, link, load, and execute. The first step in creating a program is to understand the problem or requirement. This involves analyzing the given problem or task, identifying the desired outcome, and determining the necessary input and output. Here you can see a simple code of Dev C++. Furthermore, benefits of programming languages. Using programming languages can allow developers to create more robust and efficient software. Programmers are able to produce code that is easier to read, debug, and maintain by relying on high level languages such as Java or C, which provide powerful features for developing complex programs without needing too much knowledge about hardware details. Additionally, different programming languages can be used for a variety of tasks, making it possible for software developers to switch between them depending on the project they are working on. This allows them to take full advantage of their skill set and create programs more efficiently than if they had been tied down to just one language. Furthermore, some languages have libraries, which are collections of pre written code that developers can access in order to speed up development time. This makes it much easier and faster for them to get their product out on the market. The most popular programming languages include JavaScript, Python, Java, C++, PHP. JavaScript, which is widely used for front and web development. Python is versatile language used in data science, web development, automation, and Java, which is used for Android app development as well as enterprise level system. C++ is a powerful language used for gaming, operating systems, and embedded system. PHP, which is a popular for web development and powering websites like Facebook and Wikipedia and many more. Other popular languages include Swift, Ruby, TypeScript, and Go. The popularity of a language can vary depending on its application and demand. So it's important to choose on that one that aligns with your goals. A better foundation for selecting acceptable language includes studying programming languages, also aids in the selection of the appropriate language for a specific job. According to Abraham, to the man who only has a hammer in the toolkit, every problem looks like a nail. And that is, if your only tool is a hammer, you will tackle every situation as if it were a nail. Some programming languages are better suited or to certain tasks than others. And a very thank you for investing your time.